Hi everyone, welcome to Hedgehog. Happy Saturday. We are back from Phoenix. Greg survived his first card making.
I did my first card making. I actually made some cards. We're going to show you those.
So, welcome. We're excited to share with you. We have a whole table full of samples.
Not that you can see it. It's under here.
Yeah.
I promise, it is actually there.
So we're going to show you all of that today. We're going to tell you what happened at the show, and then we will do another video tomorrow because you can probably see kind of behind us here, there's tons and tons of things.
If I move out of the way, you might get the focus.
Yeah. You got things that we brought back with us, so we'll show you all of those things in a separate video because otherwise we'd probably be here for a good few hours. So today we're going to show you all the samples, we're going to tell you things that happened at the show, and then we'll do some separate videos. So we'll do this as kind of like the series of vlogs that we had before the show. We'll do some post vlogs as well, and for those of you who attended the show, maybe it's your first show as well, we'll do some of the business side as well and some separate vlogs of things like, so now you're back, what do you do with all the business cards you got, all the information you got, all of those amazing leads you've got for maybe business, maybe work, maybe content people ask you to create, what do you do next? So they will be in separate videos as well. So if you haven't already checked this out, if you're watching live, the cards won't appear yet, but if you're watching it later on, I will make sure that appears in that top right hand corner a link to our Creativation playlist, which this video will be in as well. We did, I think so far there's 26 videos up there, everything from like Jane Davenport, which Greg really liked her stuff, that was the makeup lady.
Oh, the artist, she was a real artist. Yeah, she was good, it was a great idea. It was an idea of using, I don't know if you already know this, but of making inks and things all styled like makeup. So if you're colouring faces and things, they're all linked to like those lipstick and foundation, all that kind of stuff as colouring products. I thought it was great.
We have lots of Tim Holtz videos. We of course have Paul Antonio's videos.
We interviewed him as well, didn't we?
Yeah, that's not up yet. So we're going to have an interview series this year where every month we're going to interview a different creative throughout the year as well. So we started that Creativation because of course lots of them were there as well. And we have about 26 videos so far. There's a few more coming as well. So there'll be over 30 videos from Creativation. We also did a walk through the Stamping Village that I put up last night. So if you didn't know about that concept, 8 companies collaborated to create the Stamping Village. This was the first year and they're hoping to grow it year after year. And you walked through and there was a place in the middle where you could kind of just chill out and you could sit at the table. They did make and takes, they changed every hour, and 2 companies did it in the middle of the Stamping Village. That was really neat as well. So you could walk through the Stamping Village with us and we walked around that. That went up last night. So there's a whole playlist of all of that kind of stuff as well. So Wendy is here with us. Dee is here with us. Maria is here with us as well. So lots of you joining us for this as well. Greg and I, it was actually our first Creativation last year. So 2018 Creativation was our first. It was definitely an experience, I think.
It was a learning experience. The first time we went, we were doing booth tours and videos and all of that type of stuff, and we put together as best as we could and planned as best we could. We certainly learned a lot, I think, from the first time. So this time going, we were way better prepared. We knew what we were doing. It went smoothly as well.
Greg definitely went with a different set of eyes this time because he went and did classes. The first year he did more of the business classes, but this time we threw him into the craft classes, and you may have seen we did videos. We packed his Misty bag, which he has now got his own Misty bag, and he's kept his own set of tools as well. So we will be doing a regular feature of Greg and I crafting together. So we'll be teaching him techniques. So we'll do it as kind of a beginner series of going through like different types of inks, different techniques, all those kinds of things. So that will become a regular feature because you all seem to really enjoy us crafting together with a glass of wine.
I wasn't expecting quite so many people at Creativation to come up to me saying, "Oh, hey, you're that guy from Hedgehog." And you're like, "Yes, I am, yes." He, Mr. HH, whatever I'm called. And yeah, so that was great fun. We bumped into lots of people, lots of fans, lots of people that really liked us, so that was cool. And yeah, everybody seemed to like this format of having like the 2 of us. And me being a complete beginner, Alex is going to teach some techniques, and I'm going to ask beginner questions that a lot of people who haven't done it before would probably ask, but a lot of experts like Alex probably wouldn't think to ask. So I think that kind of makes sense, to have an absolute beginner there. Alex is going to teach me techniques and things, and we're going to do it for everybody out there. So I think that's going to work. It'll be fun.
But one thing you will learn as we go through his samples is he's not quite the beginner that he made out, because he was in classes teaching people things. He taught someone how to use a Misty.
I did. 2 people, actually.
Yep.
I taught people what glues to use at different times.
Yep, so he'll get to that when he shows you the sample about that. He will tell you he sat next to a pretty blonde lady and told
did,
her she was using
lovely.
the wrong glue in her project, so he'll get to that in a bit. And he also told someone about the Tim Holtz paper distresser.
Yes, that was true. There was somebody who in one of the classes, I can't remember which one it was.
This one we're going to get to.
Oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
About distressing edges, and you get this little round thing from Tim Holtz, and it makes it much easier than using the edge of scissors.
So he's a pro.
I'm not a pro.
He just
I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. I've just never done it. So I think being the other side of the camera all the time, watching Alex, and I'm surprised how much of it I actually remembered. So, yeah, that's cool.
But you also, I was going to show you also, I made all of the Hedgehog Hollow design team girls Hedgehog Hollow aprons. Greg's actually hung it up, but I was going to show you. So I'll have to do,
sorry.
when we
it's
do
over there. It's over there hanging on the back of the door. It's really nice.
When we do our haul video tomorrow of all the things we bought back, I will show you those, because if you like them, we're going to have them made and add them to the Hedgehog Hollow store. So you can have a Hedgehog Hollow craft apron. So we can see who else is with us as well. Sherry is here. Wendy's here. So she loved the Stamp Village idea. Veronica is here. Helene, Cindy. Dee says Dr. Greg is here.
I'm the third person ever to actually call me doctor.
Meg is here as well. Lots of people loved our coverage of the show as well. So let's choose some projects. Do you want to do your projects first?
Yeah, go on then.
Go on then.
Right, so where
that
am I
was your
starting?
first.
Starting with these. Okay.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to pre-apologise for my sniffles. We've both brought back colds from Creativation, so I do have tissues, but I keep sniffling.
So this is the first card that I ever made on my own, and it's actually pretty cool.
And it was very appropriate.
What company was it?
Darkroom Door.
Darkroom Door.
It's an Australian stamp company.
And the lady who ran it was really lovely, and the lady who sat next to me was really helpful as well. She didn't do it all for me before anybody accused me. I did actually do it.
And it's very appropriate being cars, because we both work for car companies.
Oh, big car guy.
And can I say he got a husband point because they gave him British/Australian chocolate in the class, and he saved it for me and bought it out afterwards, so he got a husband point for it. So
doing it for the husband points. So this card was actually really easy. Even I made it. It was, how did I do it, honey? We cut out the piece of paper.
I don't know, how did you do it, Greg?
What did I do? So there was background paper, and then we had a stencil. As you can see, there's like a sunrise stencil back there. So we put that over the background paper, and then I used like some foam pads, and I think it was 2 distressing pads, like those.
Yep.
Yeah. 2 of those, a yellow one and like an orangey kind of one, and just kind of rub it in. So you put the yellow one on the background, and then the orangey one kind of in the centre bit. Then the car was just simply stamped out and coloured in with ink on a piece of glass or a acrylic
like
block,
a watercolour technique.
and a water. What's that? Those water pens that you use?
The aqua pens.
Aqua pens.
Yep.
To use that to just smear on. I didn't do any shading or anything. I don't know how that works. I just made it red.
You did shade.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, it's darker here.
Oh, I did shade. I didn't do that deliberately. Is that how it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
I knew that. I did that. That's planned, that is. So you see there above the door, it's a little bit darker. That was absolutely deliberate. I didn't just luck out on that at all. And then I learned the technique of putting the fabric on, where you put sticky bits on the back. You stretch the fabric.
Is it fabric?
Yeah, it's fabric.
That. That's really cool. So it's like an organza-y type fabric.
Yeah, it's just a torn up bit of cloth. And
it's organza.
What's organza?
Like sheer.
Oh, sorry. Organza? I thought you were talking about a very different type of video. You stretch the fabric over it and around at the back, and then you just stick it onto 2 pieces and cut off the excess. And I didn't think of that. That was really cool. And then just stamped out the sentiment. So there you go. That's my first card. Really cool.
It's really cool.
I was quite proud of that.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's very apt being a car, because I'm a car guy.
So Meg loves the idea of the apron. Shari says, proud of you, Greg.
Yay.
Dee says she's going to have her husband do this type of format as well. He truly doesn't know a thing. Wendy says, well done, Greg. Someone else says, that's cool, my son would love the car card. Lauren says she loves Darkroom Door, it's a great card. Dee says, way to go, Greg. And Dee says, me too, Greg, big car girl and guy. Meg says, way better than my first card. Cindy says, great card, Greg. Lots of people give you a thumbs up. Great cards. Lots of people loving the aprons as well. So we will show you the aprons tomorrow. So you'll have to join us tomorrow.
We'll get some aprons. They're over there, but we can't really get up now.
Yeah.
And then this is the second card I did, which is a bit girly. But that one was really easy as well. It was distressing the edges. This was the first time we were distressing edges to give it this kind of shabby chic kind of look. So I don't know if you can see.
Like you've got long arms.
Yeah, I've got longer arms. So the edges around this side in particular are all kind of distressed. And that was where I didn't have the little round Tim Holtz thing, so we were using the edge of the scissors. And then the stamps were just repeating on a acrylic block different flower stamps. And the technique was where you put a big blob of yellow in the middle of the stamp, and then you put a bit of the orange just around the outside, the kind of pointy bits of the leaves, and then blend it together with a blending brush. That was really easy, and it kind of came together nicely. And again, the string across the bottom is exactly the same as the other one. You put the stickers on the back, stretch it over, and then you just trim off the excess. You haven't got to worry about getting the tension right or anything. Yep. Very simple. So yeah, that was good. And one thing I found out, hello Tilly. You're not supposed to be in here, we're live. And one thing I found out is, what's this type of paper?
Like basil paper, it's textured.
Textured basil paper. If you're going to do distressed stuff, like distressed edges, that basil paper sort of scratches on the edge really, really neatly, or really easily, and it gives you a really nice effect. So that was something I found.
Yep.
Hello Tilly.
So someone's just joined us from Norway, and lots of people saying you should be very proud, Greg. And someone's saying that this is your romantic side. So Tilly's just joined us as well.
Hey.
So.
Okay, and this, I didn't quite finish this, but this was another one. This was like a
I really
front
like this
bit that
one.
I did. This came out really well. So what I did here was we swept downwards with the yellow and the orange ink pads straight onto the paper. And that gave that kind of streaky background, sort of orangey colour, which was lovely. Then... what did I do?
The white wax crayon.
So I can't remember if the white wax crayon went on before or after the stamp.
First.
So how would I have done that then?
Well, you stamped and then you did the white wax crayon and then you dragged the ink pads over it, didn't you?
I can't remember.
I think so.
Yes, you're right. Sorry. Okay.
That's what you told me.
So, okay. Ignore what I just said. You stamp the black piece first, and then you get this white wax crayon, which is somewhere around. It's, I don't know what.
We'll show you tomorrow.
We'll show you, but it's really easy. And then you just wax on the sort of white areas, and then you drag down the ink pads, the orange and the yellow ink pads straight onto the paper.
But it's a special white crayon. It's not like a regular Crayola crayon when you showed it to me. So we'll show you tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll show that. That was really cool because he gave us one.
Yeah.
And basically what happens is the crayon
resists
and you don't get any ink on that. You just pick it up with a piece of cloth or something.
Yeah.
And it leaves that white bit. So that looks really nice actually.
Yeah.
And that was super, super easy. I mean, that was literally, even for me doing it, took like a couple of minutes and it was done. That one I can't remember anything about.
I don't know how you made the background on that.
It was just multiple blotches.
Okay.
But I guess
it's really
this
nice
is pretty
textured
easy.
paper.
This was just, no, it's just normal piece of paper and you give it this textured effect by just inking up a textured stamp and using it a couple of times.
Oh, it's a textured stamp.
So what I did was start from here and then I went down. So that's the first stamp, so it's a bit darker. Then just using it again here, so it's not quite as, and then again here. And then this was where I re-inked it and then I went up the other side. So you end up with like light here and here because that's the stamp that's been used 3 times, and darker here and here because that's like the first, just after it's inked up.
Yep.
And it gave this, very simple technique. Give you like a textured background.
And so on the next card, Greg got to use his creativity. He didn't follow the teacher. He took an Alex moment.
I ignored the teacher in how she coloured this one to get that pink. And I think that looks really lovely.
It does.
So all we did here, they already put the, like, how do you get this texture
That's white embossing.
It's white embossing. Oh yeah, so that's
Heat
just
embossing.
a big stamp, heat embossed. And the embossed area, which is this heart pattern, resisted the inking. So then I just put some red and white and like made a pinky kind of mess on a piece of glass, picked it up with the aqua brush. And the only thing I did that was special was I kept my hand angle the same all the way down. So as I was colouring this in, I kept going that way all the time to give you this kind of sort of, I don't know, 45 degrees kind of angled colouring. It just looks, I think that. It's gone dark.
There you go.
Yeah. It's only ISO all the way down.
Which one was that, Greg?
It's the one with ISO written on it.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Okay, your turn.
No.
Why?
That wheel.
Yeah, the other way. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, about there.
There.
That'll do.
There you go.
Silly. Alright, sorry about that, everyone. You could have grabbed a thing while you were there.
Oh, okay, I'll do that too.
Hello. Alright, so that was, there, you're back. So that's that one, and then we just stuck the sentiment strip on the side. So that was pretty straightforward. Tilly, can you go see Maddie? Alright, and then I'm going to take you into my next thing that I did. Sorry, Alex is just sort of dealing with Tilly and trying to make it so the camera doesn't switch off again. So this was a, what's this, kind of like a folder, a sort of notebook, which if you open it up has got all sorts, it's got like 3 separate notepads inside there. There's, oh, I can't quite reach. There's that one, and then this one, and then another one. And this was from, I think it was Studio 45. And this again, this was really, really simple. You start off with this just sort of plain brown paper, books and the outer piece. And then they gave you lots of like big pads of paper and pads of this background type material and stickers. And you take some of the paper, and again there was lots of distressing the edges. This is where I explained, I picked up the lady next to me, didn't know how to do this. And you just got the little round Tim Holtz distress thing, and you cut up, you peel off or cut up the pieces of paper, scratch up the edges, and you get this nice kind of shabby chic sort of look to it, which is really, really simple. So you can see around here where I sort of did that, and just tore off bits of paper on the other bit to give it this kind of distressed kind of look, which is quite nice. And then basically just peel off bits and stick them on. It was really, really simple. Do you like it?
I do like it. I think you did a really good job. Did you tell them the glue anecdote?
Oh, the glue anecdote. This bit here, you've got this piece which folds under. There's like a lip here. Can't really see. So you could put things in there. So that piece of paper at the back, this piece, you have to glue on and then slide underneath this lip. And yeah, the lady next to me, who's a very pretty blonde lady,
From scrapbook.com, because that's all I hear about.
she was trying to use what are those tapes that you use? The
tape runner.
And of course, if you use a tape runner, it's going to hold it in place. If you use one of these, funnily enough, the liquid adhesive,
yeah,
you can stick it on and then slide it down. Really easy, really simple. Actually, quite lovely.
Yeah.
The only thing I find with these is that there's every single pattern, everything matches. So on the one hand it's very easy, but on the other hand it was kind of, I mean, you couldn't possibly get it wrong.
That's Graphics 45's thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could really just take anything they had, any paper, any sentiment, anything, and just put them wherever you like, and it was always going to come out looking nice because everything already matches.
Okay, so I'm catching up on clients. So Dee Dee says it's -14 in Ontario. It's the same here. We're supposed to get down to -26 on Wednesday. And it's my birthday on Thursday, and it's always freezing. It's always a snow day on my birthday, so we know it's my birthday by the temperatures. Veronica says it's lovely to see a family arts and crafts show. I also have another daughter, Maddie, who's 11, but it's kind of not cool that her mum has a YouTube channel. She draws manga and kawaii, like all the Japanese stuff, and she's a really good artist. I can't draw a stick figure, but somewhere she's got some drawing talent. And she comes in and she steals all the supplies, and she's been going around my room looking at all the stuff I have. She's like, Mum, can I have this and can I have this? And I go, like, sure you can.
I haven't done it yet.
But once I've done some videos on it. And she's got amazing talent, but yeah, it's not cool that her mum has a YouTube channel, so hence she doesn't come on camera very often. So occasionally I can get her onto Instagram, but that's kind of, that's the limit. So lots of people are saying, wow, you did a really good job. Someone says Graphic 45. Could you not remember the company when I was gone?
Was it Graphic 45?
Yeah, it's Graphic 45.
What did I call it?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
It was Graphic 45. I could be wrong.
Well,
I forget.
These are the aprons. So Greg had one too. And he also had shirts if you saw some of the pictures. But these are...
You could have picked up a clean one.
Well, I just picked up the one that was on the top. This was Greg's one. This is mine. It's got steak on it.
It was mine, yeah. It got ink on it.
But yeah, these are them. I actually made these ones, but I can have them made by a company. So if you like the idea of an apron, we can add these to the website. And then, yeah, we can have Hedgehog hollow aprons that we can have made. And we also had pins, we had lanyards made, so we can have all that kind of stuff. So if you like the idea of having Hedgehog Hollow branded stuff, if there's something you particularly like, you can also leave that in a comment and we can see whether we can make that happen. So I love that it is not, it's not sad. So it's a lovely journal. Who is the blonde paper lady? Happy belated birthday. Love the aprons. So looks like we'll be adding some aprons. So if you want to know about the aprons, we'll be adding it to thehedgehoghollow.com/shop. If you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, we'll pop it on the Hedgehog Hollow pages there. When they're listed in the shop, we'll have to get prices and things. But if you follow facebook.com/thehedgehoghollow or instagram.com/thehedgehoghollow, we'll add those on. But I will hope to get them out this week. Maybe I'll add them as a birthday present to myself.
Why not?
Yeah.
If you buy a birthday present for you, does that mean I don't have to buy a birthday
No,
present?
it does not. He has no idea what to buy for my
Not a
birthday.
clue.
So maybe if you've got some ideas, you can follow him on Instagram too. He posts things to the girls more than I do, but you could maybe send him an Instagram message and tell him
if anybody's got any suggestions, help me out.
Yeah.
It was going to be craft supplies, but we've now got covered like tons of it.
So he has no idea what to buy me. So if you have ideas, maybe you can help him
Right,
out.
come on, get on with it, because that camera's going to switch off again in about 25 minutes.
Okay,
Go.
so where should we start? Let's start on this side. So one of the first, actually I think the first class that I did was a Kelly Creates class. And so she made us all, here you're going to have to hold it up because you've got...
You need one of those like selfie sticks to hold stuff up to the camera close.
So she made us all tags with our name on. My lettering does not look like that at all. But I did get some really, really good tips. So I will be doing a video on some of the things she taught us because things that I had no idea about at all. That was Paul Antonio's one. We'll get to that. But I learned a lot. So we got her new bouncy brush lettering book. And we also got her Write On grid. And then there's pens and things, which we'll show you later. But this was one of the sheets that we pulled out. And I'll get Greg to hold it up in a second. Okay, hold it up.
This is my job. This is the only reason I'm here.
You'll see at the
basically, I
top.
could be replaced with a stick.
So at the top was how we...
It's true! It's all I do is, oh yeah, hold up another thing, there you go.
Hold it up so I can talk through it.
Sorry.
So at
See,
the
I'm
top
not even as good as a
was
stick.
where I started, which was kind of
Oh.
like, woo. You're going to have to put your finger there, because there you go.
There you go.
So that was kind of how I started at the top, which is more like my handwriting. But you'll see by the bottom, I think kind of the style changed much more to brush lettering. So I really did learn a lot, and I felt like I came a long way in the class. So, so yes. So I really enjoyed that class. I definitely got a lot out of that one. Then underneath that, we have the Dylusions class that Hannah did with Diane Reevely. So I did the Dylusions class last year. This is her new Dylusions journal. So it's called a Jumpstart journal. And the thing about doing one of her journals is when you open them up, is they're all kind of, the pages are pre-done for you in a lot of ways. So they kind of all have patterns on. Some are just outlines, some are pre-done like this. So you can see that she's pre-done backgrounds. And then all you have to do is add embellishments, add journaling, add that kind of stuff. I'm going to try and find the pages that Hannah did. I'm going to flip through quickly. And then in class, she just teaches you things. Now, so this is one of the pages that Hannah did. Like this. You can see she added, these are new die cuts and things from Diane. They did some cutting out there. They did these where they stenciled these onto here, and they did some jelly plate stuff, stenciling. They did these here on this side with some more jelly plate things.
What is jelly plating?
We'll get to that because Kaya and Hannah did it. And we've got jelly plates to show them tomorrow as well. So you can see here they just kind of played around with mediums and techniques and that kind of stuff. So that was the Diane Reevely, and that's her new Jumpstart journal.
Lovely.
So that was that. I've got a runny nose still.
We're both struggling a bit. I apologise.
I'm sorry. Okay.
This is not going to be the kind of neat and well-produced
This
live
is
that
live.
it usually is.
I'm also trying to read this. Laurel's just joined us. Hi, Laurel.
Oh, hey.
So
I hope you got home eventually. She was stuck with
Chicago.
in Chicago because the pilot couldn't be bothered to turn up. He was probably drunk somewhere.
Lots of you here. Someone said they just discovered us through Creativation.
Oh, cool. Welcome.
Greg, you're worth much more than a stick. We appreciate your help.
Actually, I think a stick would do a better job because a stick's arm doesn't get tired.
Someone says she loves jewellery, Greg.
I did jewellery last time for Christmas. You know what she did? She took it back. And last time I bought jewellery, she took that back as well.
And I went and got this.
Yeah.
But I really like this.
Oh, you like the thing that you bought? Great.
Someone says, is that a Mustang, a 65 Mustang? I don't have
I think it's a 66, if I remember correctly. Let's get this right.
My dad restored 65 Mustangs.
Yeah, it's a 66 Mustang. Ask me how I know. Actually, don't ask me how I know, because I'll
we'll
bang
be
on and on for ages.
Simon Hurley's just joined us. Hi, Simon. Congratulations on your range of inks. We can't wait to try them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we've got one of his stencils here that was in our Simon Says stamp bag, but we really, really want to try his inks as well. Barbara's just joined us as well. Right, then the next class, well, it wasn't, this isn't in order, but Hannah and I did the Tim Holtz class. Now, the thing I always love about these classes is you start with the same stuff, but you end up with completely different projects. So my arms aren't as long as his, but...
See, not as long. Oh, no, you got the focus right.
Yep.
Well done.
But we came out with totally... Thank you, Greg. We came out with totally different projects. So mine is the gentleman and Hannah's is the girl with the tutu. And we will do more in-depth kind of things on those because there's so many things in them. We got to play with the new Distress Oxide sprays. We got to play with the new paper dolls. We played with grip paste. We played with glitter dusters. We played with some of the new collage papers.
One of the things I love about this is usually in paper craft you're so used to working on different types of paper. Well, this isn't paper. This is wood.
It's chipboard.
It's actually like lumps of wood with, I assume, paper or something stuck to the front of it. And it's rigid. It's like a stiff...
Yeah, so this is, the base is called Etc. Chipboard from Stampers Anonymous. And then the next piece is wood that we put collage paper on and then crackle paste on here.
Oh, is that what gives it this texture?
Yeah. And then it's collage paper underneath that you can then see through. And then under here is...
and you're going to do a separate video on this?
Yeah,
because there are so many details and things on these and so much to it.
Wait till you see Distress Oxide sprays. We were like, yeah, we have Distress Oxide. We don't need anything else. Now we need it all. Hey! Simon Hurley says, which stencil did you guys get? I don't know. We're going to do an unboxing tomorrow, Simon, so you'll get to see which stencil we got. Because Greg got one and I got one. I think we might have got different ones. So you'll see that then. But I really want to see the woof and grr. Simon posted a picture yesterday of his two dogs that he named two of his ink colours after. And they're called Woof and Grr after his dogs, which I think are really cool.
Pretty cool.
So,
that's fun.
Really want your inks now. So I can't wait to see those ship. So yes, you need to go over and see Simon Hurley's thing about his dogs because I thought that was really cute. So that was Tim's class.
Is that Tim's as well?
No, this...
It looks Tim-like.
I want to say this was either Paper Artsy or Sukaniko that I think Hannah or Kaya did the class with. This was
the
really...
focus point is about here. There.
So they did this class. There's so many techniques. It might... no, I think that's rustic layering that Jenny did, actually. It's a really cool...
So again, sorry to interrupt. Again, this is like the Tim Holtz one, in that this is not a piece of paper. This is like a stiff...
Yeah, it's a canvas board.
Solid thing. I love the at on it. Do you notice the at?
Yeah.
Oh, you like that. And the key.
And there's a key on there that says dreams. They used corrugated cardboard, so they basically like ripped an Amazon box apart, look.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then there's something that's a bit like expanding mousse in here, but I'm not sure what.
So we're talking about all this stuff and you can't see. This here, as you can see, that's literally just a ripped up box. So you're saying a lot of this is kind of recycled stuff. There's an old key over here. It's just like bits and pieces that you've used up.
And then there's flowers. So we will go through all of these in depth for you as well as we go through like products and things and stuff like that. But we really had fun learning techniques. There's also from Sukaniko some really cool new, they're daubers, but they have like a translucent shimmer to them. And they come in different colours as well. And they're shipping in March. So can't wait to try those as well. And the girls got to try them in class. They looked really, really good fun as well. There's gold, there's silver, there's clear. And there was another colour as well. So they were cool. Then we went to the Spellbinders breakfast. And most of it was a bag that they gave us. But Paul Antonio lettered all of our names. Oh, where's the see what we didn't get out. Paul Antonio did, in the video we have a monogram for Greg and I, and he also did the Hedgehog Hollow as well. So we'll make sure we get those out for tomorrow when we show you what we had.
I think we're going to get those out and get them framed and put them up behind us. Paul Antonio is just fantastic.
He is one of the crown calligraphers. He's going to be in our interview series as well. He's the loveliest guy you've ever met. And he's so talented. He letters a lot of like the laws in England for the Queen to sign when they go into law. So talented. And
he actually handwrites stuff that the Queen signs,
which I think is just
I mean, how
so cool.
awesome is that?
Yeah, I just think it's so cool. So there's all of those things as well. So we probably will have a few more samples out tomorrow to show you as well. There's also a class that Hannah did from Old to New. Hannah hasn't been very well the last couple of days, so we don't have those here. So we'll probably, when we do our whole video tomorrow, we'll have a couple of extra samples. Greg, you kind of need to write a note of we need the extra Paul Antonio things and the Old to New things for tomorrow.
Okay.
Greg's very good at writing notes to remind me to do things. So also we found this amongst our things. Now I don't know where we stamped this from, but this is absolutely stunning. We have a WhatsApp group. So I keep posting things in here of like, who took this class and who took this? Where do we find this? This is just absolutely the most, here, you can hold that up. Beautiful stamp on there as well. So that was on there as well.
Be lovely to colour. You know what, that would look lovely in black and white.
Just like that, I think, is really pretty
look
too.
nice like that.
But like maybe if you did one splash of colour, like coloured one flower
that's
in.
an idea, yeah. What about if you did that and, yeah, literally just do one coloured piece. And
I
like
think that
a
would look really
sentiment
pretty.
around it or something. Yeah. Very cool. Lovely.
And then Kaya did this class, and I think it was a paper artsy class. Greg?
Should just have a mount like here.
Like an easel to stand it up on.
Yeah.
So she did loads of techniques about creating texture in the background. So she painted the background and then put different paints over the top.
Colouring?
And then, yeah, so the colouring was a mandala stamp that they cut out. And then they made their own background papers and then stamped over the top of them and cut them out to make that panel on there. And then they've got this really cool texture that they stamped in the background as well. You can see on there. So,
very nice.
So that was that one. Then, I don't know whose class this was, but this is kind of cool. You can hold those ones up. He's really good at this.
Holding stuff up. Why don't we just get a friction arm and put it here and just like... Okay, so what are these? This is fabrics and backgrounds.
So yeah, this was...
Let me do this like one at a time and we'll quickly
So this one's really pretty. So they inked up the background with inks on canvas and then they stamped over the top.
So this is...
And then they used white acrylic paint to highlight. And then on this one, they were inking on cardboard and then scratching back and rubbing in paints and inks.
So that's quite cool. So this one...
To add texture.
This is a piece of card. Just normal two-layer card with the...
Well, like the card you get on an Amazon box type thing.
So that's similar in a way to this one.
Yeah.
Where in both cases, what they've done is take some cardboard and basically tear holes in it or tear it up to get that corrugated texture in there and then colour and ink and stuff like that on the top. It's really, really easy technique.
And how many Amazon boxes do we get?
Oh,
yeah. But it's actually a use for them.
That's true. Just like a bricklayer sort of technique.
Yep. And then showing how you can use pearlized inks on black.
I'll try and go through all of these.
That's a foiled one. So using foiled resist. And then that's it on white, which I think is really pretty too. And then that one's more like pastels. And then there's one on the bottom.
So is this like a finger rub type thing where you sort of do this? Yeah.
So it's embossed. Nice. And then there's this one as well where they've highlighted into like embossed resist as well.
Oh, okay. So that's where you stamp on the resist and then colour over and then dab off.
Yeah.
And wherever it's just paper, it gets the colour.
Yeah.
And whatever is the resist on a standard ink pad stays white, so you see through it.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool technique.
Look at you.
Is that a map as well? It looks like a map. That's lovely, actually. That's an awesome idea. Yeah. Oh, and it's really, really cool. I like that. It's a map in the background, I think you can just about see, with a coloured surface. And of course, a different thing you could do there is make like an old treasure map type style in exactly the same way, and then distress up all the edges like we've done in other bits, and like tear it and things like that. That'd be quite cool.
We'll do that one. So we don't miss it.
Can we do that? Can we make a treasure map?
Yes, we can make a treasure map.
I want to make a treasure map.
Okay. So the next class was a wow embossing.
That's my idea, the treasure map, by the way.
Okay.
Creative ideas.
So this was Wow Embossing Powder. So this was a class about using embossing powders in different ways to create background pieces. So that background piece in the center was like a solid stamp, and they mixed embossing powders. Then they did this one by putting it through a stencil. And then they did this one by creating a solid background. So
I don't think you can see that well. Is all of these have like a shimmer to them?
yeah, they're all glossy.
They're all gloss.
Yeah.
Our lights aren't quite picking it up, perhaps a little bit. But they're, and this is what? So this is embossed.
Yes, so that's like the enamel.
This is like an enamel, so you can really scratch this, and it's like not, it's quite tough. It's got a good, probably like waterproof and stuff as well, isn't it? Okay.
And then we've got this book
Let's not mess these up. Where did the rest of them come from? That far there?
Yep.
Okay.
So then this was a class that Kaya took with Dina Wakley. So this is her new journal. It's a 6x6 journal. And it has really thick, like, look, feel how thick that is.
Oh, that's like cardboard.
Well, it's watercolour paper, but it's super thick, so you can really throw anything at it. And then these are her new collage papers. Thank you.
I'm much better stick than you.
Yeah, I know you are. So they're her new colours of paint, so they're really, really pretty. I love those colours.
It's tremendous vibrancy on that. That's not just like the camera, it really is that bright. It's stunning, actually.
So it kind of reminds me of the Tonic Dreaming colours, which I'm totally in love with at the minute. But so you've got the purples and the blues. They're her new collage papers, so you can colour those in. The acrylic paints mix really nicely with water to paint with as well. They used backgrounds, they used stencils, they used all sorts of fun things as well.
That's a neat book, so you can play around with that.
It's great for travelling with, if you travel
if you're
a
going
lot.
through, is it what they call crops? Yeah. Where you're going through other things?
Yep.
Really neat, because it's just, it's just a little book.
Yeah. And then I think Hannah did this class. What?
I did that.
Oh.
I should put my name on it. So I did this.
Oh, I'll be quiet over
this
here
is unfinished, but you're supposed to have 2 holes in, and it makes like a binder, and you put paper in it. So it's a tea journal. So you've got that as a front page, kind of distressed again. This was also made on like the cardboard. This is thick cardboard. How did I do it? Just basic stamp. This was where we did a little while ago. We did the thing with the crayon in this, where you get that white by putting a crayon on. This was done with brush. It was that new thing, and we were wondering how it works. It's like a gloopy, almost like liquid latex type of thing.
Wallpaper paste.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So what we did on this one is we did the basic stamping background, and then we put this paste all over, and you paint it on all over the teapot, and then you ink and chuck all kinds of colours and things on top, and whatever's on that paste, you just, once it dries, it just rubs straight off again. So the teapot kind of has this lovely porcelain kind of effect to it. And we did it on the back here as well, on the mug. Very, very straightforward. This was quite messy. Lots of like smearing things about. And the inner parts had loads and loads of different techniques of essentially just smash everything into it all at once. So you get, there's a couple of stamps there where we put the stamps on afterwards. The background colours were, what are those glitter, the little tiny things that you put in water, and then they kind of all the colour bounces out. The colour burst type things for the backgrounds. A couple of inks draped, just sort of smeared over a like Teflon mat, and then you just drag the paper through it.
Yeah.
All good fun stuff. I like making backgrounds. This came out quite well, didn't it? And the idea of this again is just gets browny, greeny colours look sort of tea stained, because it's a tea journal. I thought it was very cool.
Yes. Sorry.
And I made that.
Sorry. Then I did a class with Gina. She's so sweet. And we did a class, it was more about kind of the business side and things like that. But she also showed us how format for make and take. So we made this using the Thermoweb foils and some of her new systems and things. And we had great fun. So we just made this. This is her Thermoweb toner sets, and this is one of her stamps and some of her elements and things on there. So we just had fun kind of creating that. And it was a really good time to be able to sit and chat and do those kinds of things.
Lovely. Can we do this one? Because it looks really interesting.
Okay. Then Hannah, it was Hannah,
Was it?
did a paint and sip with Ranger, which was all about alcohol inks. And she worked with the Ranger alcohol
Do you get alcohol? Is that what the sip is?
Yeah, they did. They had a glass of wine.
Why didn't I get to do this one?
Because she wanted to do it.
No fairsies.
So
that looks fantastic.
Can I finish what's in
Yeah, get on with it.
So they played with the new alcohol pearl inks. So if you haven't seen them, they're alcohol inks that have a pearl in them. So it's not like the mixatives that we're used to. They actually function like normal alcohol inks, except they're pearlized. So you can mix them in with your normal alcohol inks. You don't have to put them on top like a mixative. And so she painted that. We also played with the new range of papers. So the one that Greg had is their new matte silver paper there. This is their new matte black paper that you can paint. And these are the new pearlized inks colours on there. So we got to bring some of those home with us.
Definitely want to play around with these because these are really cool.
Yeah, and you can paint with them, or you can, these are the normal colours, and then these are the new pearlized colours. You can see they're pearlized on there.
A shimmer to them as well.
And then she did a bumblebee. That's the matte silver paper as well. And then she got some more of the paper to bring home with her. So they had really good fun kind of painting with them. And what was fun for Hannah, she said, was like normally we make backgrounds with them and then we do like alcohol lift ink, or we create things like that. We cut them out, die cut them. But it was fun to learn how to paint with them and how they react together. And it was really fun working with the artist. I'm really sorry, I can't remember her name. So I just had a total blank on that. Are you hungry?
I'm a little bit.
We just had a Panda Express open down the street, and Greg's never had Panda Express. I'm like, can we go to Panda Express for dinner?
What's Panda Express all about?
It's like Chinese fast food.
Oh, okay.
So I really want to go to Panda Express. I haven't been to one for years and years. Then we did Artsy, and I do have a video on Artsy. I did a TV segment for them, but they were at the show and we did a booth tour, which will be coming soon. And I made this keyring, and the booth tour is all about the journey of making this keyring with them. It's basically iron-on ink. So you can draw on printer paper, you can get your Cricut to draw, you can color in an image. It's really, really cool. And then you can iron it onto anything that has polyester in it. So it can be like a wine cooler, a koozie,
anything you want. T-shirts.
T-shirts.
They're really lovely, and we're hopefully going to do quite a bit more work with these people because they're so nice and so lovely.
And it's such a cool product as well.
It is a really cool product.
Because you can stamp with the pens. You can use them on your stamps. They are going to be in an upcoming subscription box as well. And so that's going to be really cool as well. So we're going to be giving you substrates and the pens and everything in there. So we'll be able to do stuff with them.
You know those T-shirts that people print up with like class of 87 and it's all like all that stuff that looks terrible. Imagine that, but at full artist level quality. So for the people out there who can draw and colour and things, you could draw whatever beautiful pictures you want with really rich, lovely, vibrant colours. You can blend them, you can stamp, you can do all of that. And then you can transfer it onto a T-shirt or any piece of fabric you want. And the quality, what struck me was the quality of the transfer. Is it looks so, so good. It's like a really vibrant print onto like acrylic or something. It looks lovely.
But also like Tilly or Maddie can draw something and then they can put it on a bag. But you can also transfer it onto like glitter vinyl. So if you want to put it on a black bag, you can transfer it onto glitter vinyl. Yeah. If you had like if Tilly wanted to do something, I could put it on a tea towel for grandparents for Christmas. There's like so many different applications. I can put it on a canvas. Anyway, there'll be videos and videos and videos.
Lots more to come on Artistry.
We think it's totally cool. Then, I can't remember who did this class. I think it might have been Kaya did this class. This is a new Becca Freakin die. So this is one of her new things. And I love this. I followed Becca probably for about 10 years. So this is a die. And you open it up like this. And so it slides out. So making sure you can see it. And then this is a box. You can do so many things with this box. You'll see in the Spellbinders videos we did. And then you pull this. And all of this, it's kind of got a bit squished in travel, but all of this stands up. So you can see here. And you can put all sorts of things on here. So all of her vignettes. So you can see there. You can see all of that dimension.
Very 3D, isn't it?
There you go. All of that dimension from the side there. She showed, oop, the bow's come unstuck.
Fell off.
Yeah, we need to put a dot of glue back on there. But you can see like that. And she showed how to tie kind of her signature bows that she does. If you follow Becca, she does these huge, like, this is kind of a very basic bow of Becca, but you see like how it's got the two.
Oh, okay.
You see that?
I could never do that.
Yeah.
I struggle
to
tie my
on there
shoelaces.
as well. So
that's lovely actually.
On there.
So this is, I don't know how on earth you do this, but it's kind of like a double bow. It has like 2 bits on each side. It's very pretty.
So that's all of that. Lots of people saying, loving the new alcohol inks.
What are they, these?
Yes.
Are they the alcohol inks? These are really special.
Yeah. The new pearlized alcohol inks are absolutely special. I think there's
really
9 new colours, and they have really cool names like Elixir and like 7 Deadly Sins kind of names. They're really cool names on there as well. Then the girls did some gel press classes. Now, Kaya had never done the gel press, and she loved this. So she did the circular
I think the
gel.
camera might cut off in a minute. I'm going to go and stop it from doing that.
You can just press record and stop.
Oh, can I now? You're telling me how to do the camera stuff. Thank you, dear. I had no idea. Glad you told me that.
Someone says, what's Becca's last name? It's Becca Feekin, and her blog is Amazing Paper Grace. So we're going to be doing some work with Spellbinders, so you'll be seeing Becca's stuff up here on the blog. So this is a class that Kaya did. I'll get Greg to hold these up because there's so much...
No, I'm back to being a stick.
So there's some great texture and things on there. And they worked with... I'm trying to think of the name. I think it's called... Yeah, Carabal Studio. We'll show you tomorrow how it all worked. But it's a company that have worked with gel press on making kind of items that coordinate perfectly, including stamps that work on the gel press to give you these amazing backgrounds. So we'll be showing you how all of that worked. And I don't know if maybe you knew this. I didn't know that your gel press works in your MISTI or your stamp platform, and you can do some really cool techniques with it. So the girls are going to be showing me how to do that so that I can teach you how to do it. So we'll be having some lessons. Maybe we'll even video Hannah's lesson to me here at the Hollow. And you want to learn how to use the gel press too. Yeah. So we'll get Hannah to teach us what she learned. Then,
has that thing stopped smelling yet?
It's getting better. I think it needs to go in the garage for a week. That's the only downside.
3 days for this thing to dry.
Yeah. So Kaya did this class. It is beautiful.
Oh, it's stunning.
Yeah. It's got so much texture. And those in the middle there are like actual kind of rocks that they made.
These here.
Yeah.
These are actual like stones.
Yeah. So this is a Pebeo. Pebeo? I don't want to mispronounce it. So it was a geode class that she took with them. I think this was another paint and sip that she might have done. She may even have got wine at the same time.
Oh, no fair.
Yeah, neither of us got the wine classes.
So this is very much like paint pouring, which we did before.
Well, I don't know. I haven't read the directions. So the great thing is about these classes, so the girls got to do the classes. Of course, Hannah comes back here. Kaya actually lives in Slovenia. You really should go and follow her. I will put a link on our channel. She is Kaya Chica. Kajac.
We just realised when we actually met her that we've been pronouncing her name wrong for the past year.
Yeah. She's amazingly talented. She does YouTube videos.
So
she's on our
lovely
design team. She lives in Slovenia and she makes the most beautiful cards and projects and things. You'll find her all over our blog and things. But do go and follow her. She did this class for us and she said that she wasn't very happy with the result. I think she did an amazing job. But they all give you handouts. So we can come home and of course I can ask Kaya too how she made it. And when this first came back to the hotel, the geode itself was maybe like this big. And over time, as it's dried, it's kind of spread out. So I think that's kind of cool. So it's kind of moved and changed.
Lovely things put on the wall.
Yeah, so you'll see that all these things will start appearing on the wall behind us. Now, one of the first classes that Hannah did was this. It was a Seth Apter class. And Hannah came out and she showed us this. And I was like, wow, that looks really amazing. So I think they used paints, stencils, stamps. I think there was some gel press involved as well. I'm going to hold this up a little bit higher.
That's another one that I'd like to do. Because the detail and the stuff in
But the funny thing is, I said to Hannah, she brought it out, and something about it reminded me of tape cassettes. I don't know why.
Maybe. Yeah, because you've got the rectangles in there, and you've got the... like these
something about it reminded me of tape cassette. And she's like, oh, I really don't like mine. Everyone else was so much nicer. I thought it was amazing.
It's fantastic.
So,
it's one of those things you could look at for hours, picking out and noticing different things in it.
Yeah. So I thought it was really good. Hannah didn't like what she made, but I thought she did a really, really good job. It was lovely. So that was that. This was Hannah's gel press class. So I'll let Greg just kind of flick through them. Okay. So she used a couple of different sizes of gel press and they just made lots of prints. Again, all sorts of different things. They used bubble wrap. They used... Oh, yeah. Actually, this might be... This was Kaya's class because of the big bubble wrap. Do you remember she bought that? And she was looking of taking it home with her. And again, just lots of tips and techniques. And the whole thing with gel press is, yes, you can make cards, but it's all about making kind of background papers that you can use in your projects. You can use it in card making, you can use it in mixed media, you can use it in scrapbooking, and apparently you can use it in your stamp platform, which I'm kind of intrigued by.
This one's really cool. This is the bubble wrap, but with a leaf in there as well.
Yeah. So Hannah did that class apparently last year as well. So
that's really cool.
we will definitely be having some.
Loads and loads and loads. Oh, that's all dead paper.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to.
And I have a whole drawer of gel presses. So we will be having some classes here. Then I really like this one that Kaya did. So this is a class that she did. I couldn't tell you the company off the top of my head, but
put the company name
oops,
on. Oh.
this bit's come unstuck. I'll hold that here. So again, this apparently was a paper canvas that came flat. Then they painted it and then they assembled it afterwards. But again, just really cool techniques. I think it was a paper artsy class looking at the paint colours that we got home with us.
Lots and lots of depth to this as well.
Yeah.
Flowers.
And then it had a chipboard bloom. The bloom is chipboard that they painted.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then this is a stamp, like the squiggles are a stamp.
Again, with stuff like this, that's just a lovely thing to make and literally just plonk it on your wall.
Yeah.
This isn't the sort of thing that you make a card and perhaps it sits in a cupboard or you send it away or something like that. You've even got the little hook things in the back. You just plonk that on your wall. It looks lovely.
Yeah. So there's that, and then we have lots and lots of lawn fawn samples as well. So I'll get Greg to start holding these up.
I mean, start.
But I've got to assemble this one. So that's the new. So this is the whole net. Well, these were made using lots of the next lawn fawn release. So this is the Happy, which I just think are really cute. Do you remember Poddington
cool.
Peas when we were young? The cartoon.
Poddington Peas.
Do you remember the Poddington Peas?
No.
They were the family of peas. They were really
Don't
cool.
remember the family
Well, if
of
you're
peas.
British and our age, there was a really cool.
If you're British,
cartoon.
our age, and a bit crazy. Oh, Poddington Peas. You mean Paddington Bear?
No, Poddington Peas. Go YouTube after this is finished. Poddington Peas. It was a really cool cartoon. I'm not going to sing the theme song because I can't sing.
Go on.
No, you know I can't sing.
Everybody comment if you want Alex to sing this theme.
I'm not singing it. I'm not singing it. Anyway,
Spot.
you have to open that one because it's got a pop-up inside.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so Poddington Peas were a thing, and they just remind me of
Oh,
that.
look at that.
Yeah.
That is actually really cool. Yeah. So it's like a coloured...
Well, it's a dye, so you can colour it, you can use pattern paper, you can do all those things. And all the pattern papers are their new pattern papers as well. So that's that as well.
Yeah, pretty.
This is one you have to turn this wheel.
Oh, that's going to go wrong.
So this
Struggle
is
with
the new
these.
reveal wheel, and something they're coming out with are reveal wheel stencils. So you cut out your reveal wheel, you put the stencil over,
There you go.
and it shows you where to stamp your reveal wheel. So if you're anything like me, you end up stamping your reveal wheel in all the wrong places. Well, no more with the reveal wheel stencils. The idea is you put that over, it shows you where to stamp, and then off you go. Which
I'm
I think
amazed
is
how
really
well
cool.
this actually works, because I've seen plenty of these in the past where it's like, oh yeah, you just push that and it sticks. I'm doing this like unsighted, and it actually does work. That's pretty cool actually.
Yeah. So I think that's cool.
Lovely.
That's one of their new Easter sets.
Oh, and this has got a lot of like shimmer and nice colourful stuff in
Yeah.
there.
And I have some more lawn
That's really
fawn
lovely.
samples, so I just sent Greg a text.
Oh, was that you?
Well, yeah, that was me while we're here, with reminding us that we need to find the Paul Antonio things, the extra lawn fawn things, and the Altenew. Because Altenew, with their new layering stamps, are now releasing layering stencils that help you layer the stamps perfectly, which I think is really cool. So we'll find all of those. Somewhere we have another bag of stuff. We just have to find where.
We've got
Not-
so much. I can't tell you how
Like, it literally
everything
goes
around here.
all around the
is
room.
just
You
full of
can't
stuff.
see it. And I've organised it by company, trying to make it okay. So this one you have to...
Oh, these are really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was a whole new thing by Lawn Fawn, and it's like a clever reveal-y thing. Look, is that... And that changes... Oh, it changed just so I lose focus, look. How cool is that?
You've got another one here.
And these are really, really simple to make.
Yeah, the two girls did their classes.
So look. Oh, can't push it back in. There you go. Really, really cool. Yeah, I like these. Very engineering-y.
Yeah, Lawn Fawn are really good at doing the whole interactive thing. They always come up with unique ideas.
And that is so simple, because all it actually is 2 bits of paper, isn't it?
Yeah, they just
One
slide
over the
backwards
other.
and forwards.
Very clever.
And then they did 2 box cards.
Yep.
But of course they fold flat to go...
Yeah, these are great. Yeah, these are cheap to post, aren't they? Because
Yeah.
it folds into nothing, and then it folds up into like.
But
a
you
nice
can see
3D
all the new
box.
stamp sets,
very
of
clever.
course. And then there's this one.
Another one. Oh, this one's come unstuck a little bit. We can fix that. Really sweet. It just disappears into really cheap postage.
And then this is one of their new treat boxes that has a little butterfly on the top.
Oh.
The butterfly, Kaya says she's stuck on the wrong side, but it's fine.
Looks lovely.
I think so too.
Come on.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah. It's a little bit small to focus on. Just a cute little box.
Yeah, you can fit a few
Lovely.
Hershey Kisses, and it also fits those like nugget size, the mini like Mr. Crackles or whatever they're called. So that's pretty much everything we made. As I say, there's a few more bits that we'll find. So yeah, lots of things. However, we've saved the best till last. So
Well, did anything else happen?
yeah. You're so mean to me sometimes.
I am not. I love you.
So yeah, so we had Creativation is trade only. So we have 2 days of education, and then you have the show floor is open Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. And Sunday night was the award ceremony, and we did go live for the beginning because we won the Best Creative Retailer Award for our subscription box, which is absolutely amazing. So thank you to everyone who has supported our subscription box this year. I cannot believe we have won this. The subscription box has been a whirlwind. We actually had the idea walking around Creativation last year. I mean, Hero Arts do a subscription box and lots of companies, and I was like, well, wouldn't it be cool to get something different every month? And clearly you all think it's a cool idea as well, because it's been an amazing year. We've had some fantastic companies on board, and now...
It's been such fun as well, because we get to work with so many different companies.
Well, yeah.
Every month we're in touch with a whole new company, having a whole new conversation about a whole new range of products.
Yes.
Which is great for both the people who buy it. It's also great for us to just see all of this new stuff.
And we like to introduce you to someone new. We like to be able to support some of the smaller companies, because a lot of these stamp companies are mums who design stamps on the side or have this as kind of a hobby business, and for them it's some extra money, or they're looking to build a business for themselves when the kids go to school and things. So thank you for supporting Hedgehog Hollow. Thank you for supporting these smaller companies. We hope you've all been enjoying your boxes as well. We are so pleased. I know. It doesn't feel... Greg was like, do you have... Because I knew I was going to be getting the award. I couldn't tell you, but we'd had a phone call and it didn't feel real. And Greg's like, are you ready? Do you know what to say? And I'm like, no, because it doesn't feel real. I feel like I'm going to get there and someone's going to say to me, it's a mistake, you know, like, it's not going to happen. You know, like that kind of thing. It just hadn't felt real the whole way through. So thank you to everyone. We obviously wouldn't be here without all of you who watch us, who watch our videos, who get the subscription box, who do everything. Thank you. Thank you to our design team, Hannah, Justine, who runs our design team. I mean, this feels like my award speech again, but for those of you who didn't see it, yeah, just thank you to all of you. And, you know,
It's been fun. I'll tell you what, it has been so much fun, because we started, or you started this as a
like less
little
than 2
blog
years
a couple
ago.
of years ago. And I remember in England, because I used to do a lot of photography, and we just had like our phone, and then we bought like a tripod for £60, and that was all we could afford. And then we bought a little microphone. So
what happened was we were in England, and I had Tilly, and I gave up my job to have Tilly. And I was like, oh, maybe I'll start making some cards again. So I made like a video or two, and then we knew we're moving to America, so we had to stop everything, because like moving to America takes every hour, every minute of every day, because you have to sell all your stuff, you have to ship everything. We had to buy a house in America, and you don't have a social security number, which if you live in America, you'll know that that's your key to life.
Yeah.
And you don't have a credit history, and you have 30 days to buy a house, because that's what the company kind of give you accommodation for. And you have to ship all your stuff, and you have to fill out like a million forms for visas and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, we got to America, and I was like, okay, I'll start this blog, and it'll just be a hobby. It'll keep me out of trouble, and...
Keep you out of trouble. Yeah, that didn't work so well.
Yeah. Well, first of all, we had to buy a house, and that was like a whole thing. So we moved here in the November, we bought a house, and in the April, I was like, okay, I'm going to start a blog. It'll keep me out of trouble. Yeah, I know. Craig's like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
So we started on my iPhone, and then we started in the April, and then all of a sudden, like a couple of months in, it just really took off. And Greg was like, okay, we can do better. Like, I've got my camera from when I used to do photography at university. Greg, when he was at university, paid for a lot of his degree doing photography from his university. He's like, okay, I'll get it back up and running. So he bought a really cheap lens. Like,
yeah.
The one that
we're using right now, funny enough. It's a really high quality but really cheap lens.
It's really an expensive lens.
And then we upgraded the camera, didn't we? We got a better camera.
Yeah, so we actually then kind of, it was a blessing in disguise.
Oh, the flood.
Yeah, Greg flooded the house.
Yeah, I did.
And
funnily enough, our ensuite bathroom is right above this room.
yeah, but this room at the time was Greg's office where we were taking the pictures, and the camera and everything was set up in here, and his computer, and it flooded the house. And the camera got completely flooded. So the insurance bought us a new camera, and the new camera had video equipment in it, which meant our videos all of a sudden we could do them on a professional camera. So that kind of worked out well for us. Yeah, we were lucky.
Didn't think that at the time.
No, I really didn't, because that was like another 3 months I couldn't make videos for, because we couldn't live in the house. We lived in a hotel. Thanks, Greg.
It worked out right in the end.
But it was kind of a rough 3 months.
Yeah.
And Maddie hasn't been very well throughout this whole thing. So we kind of had a really rough 12 months through all of that. But the blog was doing amazing. And then we went to Creativation. And then we launched the subscription box. And just last year was a whirlwind, because we started doing some TV segments. We started the subscription box, and the blog took off. And then we ended up hiring Hannah, because that was all new. And then we just kind of done all these other things. And then we went to Creativation this year. And we obviously can't tell you some things yet, but that was just a total whirlwind too. So we've come back and we're like, whoa! And then we got the award as well. And yeah, so we are eternally grateful. It's been so much fun. And that's the one thing we've always said, this has to be fun. And we're lucky to work with some amazing people. The design team are great. I mean, Laurel, who's tuned in, she's amazing too. We had so much fun with her. And yeah, there's some great companies out there, and we've had great fun. So thank you.
It's been fun, and we'll carry on doing it.
So I'm just kind of catching up on comments here as well. Lots of congratulations. So thank you, everyone. Lots of people asking about all these products things. We will do closer ups. We'll do videos on lots of the products, and of course links. Some of the companies have also said they'll give us coupon codes for you as well. So stay tuned for that as they launch. We'll be doing those too as well. Lots of people saying we'll never go back to, please never go back to Team Go. We have actually, we have no intentions of going back either. No. So we fully intend to stay here as well.
I came over on a visa, and now we're set.
So yeah, so we intend to stay here. Lots of people saying excited to see us stay as well. So thank you so much for joining us. We've been here for over an hour, so I think we probably should go and see what the girls are up to as well. Goodness knows what. Probably a lot of chocolate's been involved.
We're going to go and find some Chinese.
We're going to go and eat some Panda Express and celebrate our award. Maybe we'll just kind of...
It's bigger than my award as well.
Oh yeah, my award is bigger than Greg's award. He got an award for being Young Tyre Scientist of the Year a couple years ago.
That was it. Young Scientist of the Year. And it's like littler.
But he also didn't thank me in his award speech. I thanked him in my award speech. So I can't let forget it. So if you enjoyed our Creativation coverage, thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell. We will be back tomorrow telling you all about everything that's all the way around us. We'll find those extra few samples as well, so you can see those. Do give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let us know what your favourite sample here as well is. Make it one of his.
Yeah, it's got to be one of the ones that I made.
And of course, our segments of crafting with Greg Alexandra will be back as well.
Yep, and we're going to make this a regular thing, aren't we?
Yes. So
Sounds
lots
fun.
more things to come as well. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again soon. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye.
Bye.